If you've been online watching TV or, well, just alive recently, you've probably heard it. That roar. The flash and the hype of Formula One. It seriously feels like everyone is suddenly obsessed with this global spectacle. But what's really fascinating is that behind all the celebrity drivers and the sold-out crowds, there's a much deeper story about engineering, money, and yeah, the future of the car that you drive. So let's start with what we can actually see. These cars. They're basically spaceships on wheels, just blurring past at speeds that seem to totally defy physics. We're talking well over 200 miles an hour, which is over 320 kilometers per hour, on tracks built right in the middle of the world's most famous cities. It's just wild. And then there's what we don't see, the price tag. Things got so out of control, so expensive, that F1 actually had to create a rule, a cost cap, limiting teams to spending only $140 million a year. And get this, that's just the cap. The resources it takes to compete are just immense. Which brings us to the real question here, right? Why? Why pour the brain power of thousands of engineers and hundreds of millions of dollars into what, on the surface, just looks like a bunch of cars driving in circles? Is this whole thing just a spectacular fossil fuel burning waste of time and money? Okay, let's get into it. To find the real answer, we have to look at an F1 car not just as a race car, but as a full-blown engineering experiment. Because even though F1 looks like the sport of daredevils, it is absolutely 100% the sport of nerds. And every single part of that machine has a purpose that goes way, way beyond the racetrack. So let's start with aerodynamics, and here's one of the most brilliant ways to understand it. From an engineering perspective, just think of a Formula One car as an airplane. Seriously, both of them are designed to manipulate the air they're slicing through at incredible speeds. But here's the twist. It's an airplane that's been flipped completely upside down. And that one little flip right there, that illustrates the entire goal of F1 aerodynamics. See, a normal plane's wing is curved to generate lift and send it up into the sky. An F1 car's wings are shaped to do the absolute opposite. And that opposite force has a name, downforce. So here's the key. The car's wings and its body are these masterfully shaped sculptures designed to make air travel faster underneath the car than over it. Now, basic physics tells us that faster moving air has lower pressure. This pressure difference creates this powerful suction force, literally pinning the car to the asphalt. That's what gives the tires an almost supernatural grip. Okay, but all that amazing downforce creates a massive new problem, drag. It's like you're driving with a giant invisible hand pressing down on the car. So the question becomes, how do you build an engine that's not just powerful, but smart enough to overcome that? And that brings us to the power unit, where the goal is so much more sophisticated than just raw horsepower. The answer lies in this incredible concept called thermal efficiency. Just think of it like this. How much bang do you get for your buck from a gallon of fuel? Your average road car is probably around 30% efficient. That means 70% of the energy in the gas is just wasted as heat. But F1 cars can't refuel mid-race, so they were forced to become absolute masters of efficiency. They do it with these super sophisticated hybrid systems that capture waste energy from the hot turbocharger, from the brakes, and turn it back into power. This ruthless hunt for every last drop of energy is how they convert over 50% of fuel energy into motion. They're literally the most efficient hybrids on the entire planet. Now, as you can probably imagine, developing the most efficient engine on Earth is, well, it's absurdly expensive. And that arms race in aerodynamics, that isn't cheap either. So it all begs the next logical question. If the teams are spending hundreds of millions on this high-speed R&D, who's putting the bill? Well, if you look at the books for a top team like Red Bull, the numbers are pretty shocking. In 2021, they brought in 230 million pounds in revenue. But their costs were 229 million. Their profit was just over 1 million pounds. These are not wildly profitable businesses. They run incredibly close to just breaking even. So what gives? The answer is hiding in plain sight, right here in Ferrari's annual report. It's advertising. The teams exist to sell other things. For Ferrari, it's those gorgeous luxury supercars. For Red Bull, it's energy drinks. The entire sport is a massive, high-octane marketing platform. And that, right there, reveals the true nature of what F1 contributes. It's not really trickle-down technology, where some new invention shows up on the track and then a decade later it's in your car. A much better way to think of it is as a flywheel.
F1 takes existing technologies, like hybrid engines or active suspension or data sensors, and it shoves them all together, pushing them to their absolute limit in this insane competitive pressure cooker. This extreme pressure makes those technologies exponentially better, faster, and it creates this momentum that accelerates innovation for the entire auto industry. And here is the slightly uncomfortable truth of it all. This incredible laboratory for automotive innovation, this global science fair that's pushing the boundaries of what's even possible, it's all ultimately paid for by advertisers. It's just the result of a very strange, but you have to admit, very effective business model. And that flywheel? Oh, it is spinning faster than ever. The crazy aerodynamics give us insights into efficiency and stability. The relentless demand for fuel efficiency gives us better and better hybrid engines. And the constant need for data analysis is pioneering systems that are becoming absolutely critical as we move toward a future of smarter, more connected cars. So the next time you watch a race, you're seeing so much more than just cars driving in circles. You're watching a purpose-built experiment at 200 miles an hour. Every single car is a hypothesis, and every single race is a test result, pushing the absolute limits of what we know about making things go fast, efficiently, and safely. Which leaves us with one final, pretty big thought. If F1's whole purpose is to be this flywheel for the cars we actually drive every day, what happens when the future of those cars is electric? I mean, to stay relevant, to keep that flywheel spinning for the next generation of vehicles, where does Formula One need to go from here?